Big thanks to War Thunder for sponsoring this video, more on them later. Train is back, or at least kind of. It's not the Train you're nostalgic for, but it's certainly Train. This is pretty easily the most radical map overhaul we've gotten in Counter-Strike 2's lifespan so far. To be honest though, I don't think these changes are all bad. A lot of people are upset because they remember the old Train and wish that we just got that back, but really, do you remember the old Train? Depending on when you started playing Counter-Strike, Train has been in a radically different state. This map has changed so much over the years, and in this video I'll be going over its history from start to finish. Train is old as shit. I made a video 2 years ago called Counter-Strike's First Diffuse Map where I talked about Prodigy. The truth is, this title was kind of clickbait, as the First Diffuse Map is a title shared by Prodigy, Dust, and Nuke. Just 2 months after that, with Beta 5, Train was added. Bombs have been defused on Train almost as long as there have been bombs to defuse. To learn about Train's introduction though, we need to go back a little further. The year is 1999. Min Lei, one of the creators of the original Counter-Strike mod for Half-Life, is working with Barking Dog Studios on some contract work for Valve. Valve learns that Min is working with Barking Dog, and Valve, out of gratitude, offers to pay Barking Dog to continue work on Counter-Strike. Beta 5.0 was an update that was developed in large part by Barking Dog, and included the addition of many quality of life changes, such as an improved HUD, as well as changes to the new defuse game mode, making the bomb droppable and the defuse kit an item that is bought rather than spawned with. When adding a new game mode, you need maps for it to be played on. The other major part of Counter-Strike Beta 5 was the addition of Train, a map developed entirely by Barking Dog. Barking Dog was separated into 3 teams at this time, their FPS team being the one assigned to Counter-Strike. This team, headed up by Christopher Mayer, was named Pop Dog. Train was not originally the train yard that we picture today. The Train originated as 2 moving trains on a cliff face, a novel and very beta Counter-Strike out-of-the-box idea. You might think that this idea was scrapped because of technical issues, but no, they actually got it working. However, as told by Christopher Mayer, this version of the map played far too linear. What's interesting about the train yard setting is that located next to Barking Dog offices was an actual real-life train yard. They had a location study right next door, and in fact, they took photos from this train yard and turned many of them into textures for the map. You might find that on the minimap, Train appears very boxy. This is something that is very common in old maps, as that's just what engines at the time allowed for. However, with Train, we can also attribute this to the fact that the original design of the map was first sketched out on graph paper, and they stuck to that design for the most part. So, what's in a train? Let's take a look at the map in the original Counter-Strike. This map was first released once again with Beta 5 on December 30th of 1999. The general, larger overview of Train hasn't changed much over the years. It features 2 large open train yards which contain each of the 2 bomb sites, and several corridors connecting these train yards to each other and the 2 spawns. A site is the closer site to the terrorist spawn and features 3 main entrances for Ts. A main, Ivy, and this latter room, named Pop Dog after the train car in front of it, which features the logo of the Pop Dog development team. This logo, as you probably know, has become iconic in Counter-Strike, and has been immortalized in the game still today in the form of a spray. Something that might be surprising to modern players is that you can actually go underneath these trains. If you go under the Pop Dog train, you'll hear a dog barking. Another thing that the A site has become known for is the Heaven position, and a lot of people were upset that it was removed in the latest version in CS2. But did you know that in this version, Heaven isn't actually here? Heaven is located on the opposite side of the yard. The electric box, or E-box, has also persisted from the original all the way to today. B site is a more enclosed area, with the main T entrances being upper and lower browns, 2 very tight angles. While the position of the trains has shifted through the versions, B site has remained relatively similar through the various shuffles Train has experienced. Up until the latest version, that is, where they have actually changed quite a bit. This video's sponsor, War Thunder, is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made, and is available now on PC, console, and mobile devices. Just like CS, War Thunder is a deep, tactical game. There are no simple hitboxes. Each part of your vehicle behaves differently when damaged. It seriously matters where you aim. Go for the engine, the fuel tanks, hell, even the crew. To help you get a feel for this, War Thunder has an advanced X-ray damage view to help you figure out what exactly you've hit. The game has over 2,500 different historic vehicles from 10 major countries. Something that I love about War Thunder is that you can use it to explore the military military history of the world, with tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships ranging from over 100 years ago all the way to present day. One thing that us CS players love is a game that can run on a potato, and War Thunder is exactly that. Through revolutionary optimization techniques, a game that looks this damn good can run on your PC. Yes, even you, Mr. Dell Optiplex. The scale and immersion of War Thunder is amazing. While you're playing, the sound effects, graphics, and insane detail put into these vehicles makes it feel like you're really a tank commander or a fighter jet pilot or even on the bridge of a warship. Join the War Thunder community today. Over 70 million players are ready to take you on in large-scale player versus player battles. There's simply no game better suited for fans of military history. Play War Thunder for free today on PC, console, or mobile using my links in the pinned comment or the description. This is your sign to join. For a limited time only, all new and returning players who haven't played in the past 6 months on PC or console that use my link to join will get a massive bonus pack featuring 100,000 Silver Lions, 7 days of free premium, a 50% experience and income booster, multiple premium vehicles, and the exclusive vehicle decorator Eagle of Valor. As with most maps, the CS Source revamp of Train was mainly a visual one. The train cars were made far more realistic looking with actual models, and the map as a whole feels a lot more alive with much better sound design. Map-based storytelling was starting to get big at the time, with this map featuring a dead security guard in T-spawn, presumably killed as they entered the area. Nuke also shares this feature. You can't talk about Train and Source without mentioning one of the most iconic Counter-Strike videos ever, Foon Too Much for Z-Block. Many of the most iconic clips that I remember from this video are on Train, including the initial bunny hop and
from Ivy, out middle, through our connector, like a speed demon.
I associate Foon with Train more than any other map. When we move to CSGO, Valve tries out a couple new things, including moving the bomb from this back area, now called Old Bomb, to the middle of the A-site courtyard, and adding this second heaven area above Connector, where we know it now. At the beginning of CSGO, Train is really not considered to be that great of a map. Of the original 5-map major pool, it was the first to be pulled. Because it was the first to be pulled, it also happened to get the lucky position of being the first to be fully revamped in December of 2014. This full overhaul of Train not only made it the prettiest map in the game at the time, and the first CSGO map to really carve out a unique art style to the game different from Source, but also changed a lot in terms of gameplay. There no longer are two heavens. T-Heaven has been removed. The A-site has also been shifted around, with a lot of the actual trains being removed from Train, and the back area that connected Ivy, the courtyard, and CT spawn being greatly simplified. A-main has also been shifted from this spot, near what we might call Olaf today, to where we know it as now. The B-site remained largely the same aside from a massive, beautiful visual overhaul. It also received this window area to throw grenades through and these spools right here, which would become a pretty iconic position. Outside the A-site in Ivy, there was a very popular glitch for around 3 weeks, where players could ride these glitched pigeons to get out of bounds. After it was removed, Valve added this sign in memory, and the new version also includes a nod to this iconic glitch. This new version of Train would be shifted into the map pool to replace Nuke. The map remained relatively the same until mid-2015 when they reworked the A-site once more, bringing the bomb train to its current position and moving around the trains on site again. This was how the map remained more or less for the rest of CSGO. Let's count it, that's 5 if you count 1.6 as different enough from Source, versions of A-site Train, while B remains relatively the same as it was on the grid paper Christopher Mayer drew it on. In early 2016, Summit 1G lost Counter-Strike's most infamous 1v0 against himself on the B-site of Train.
Oh no! Summit! No!
This event was also immortalized in the game with a spray. In the third map of the E-League Atlanta 2017 Major, Glaive became a man. Not in the same way the rest of us did, cock-piercing at Claire's, but by calling an A-main rush when the score was 14-14 to take advantage and ultimately win the map. In 2021, Train was pulled from the CSGO professional map pool in favor of Ancient. And from that point onward, many, including myself, ask the question, what happens next with Train? Well, we have our answer. CSGO is dead. CS2 is here with us now, and this new Train remake looks sick as fuck. This is the most substantial remake of the map since the original. Not only did they shift around the A site as usual, removing the last remaining of the two heavens and pushing the trains from place to place, they fully redid the area backsite once more, inserted this room to block off the long angle on Upper Browns, and removed the ladder from Pop Dog, opting to make it a long wrapping hallway with stairs instead. These are very big changes, and ones that many would hesitate to accept. I agree, it does need some testing, and I can't say for sure whether all of these changes are good, but I do think in aggregate we are moving in the right direction. Heaven always felt awkward to play against and in. The same can be said about the ladder in Pop Dog. While it's certainly part of what Train was known for, ladders in Counter-Strike have always felt very awkward. This Train remake is clearly Valve sending a message. They hate ladders. They've been removed from every major position where they're directly necessary, only really remaining back here on B and on the sides of each train. The other main agenda Valve is pushing with this remake is an anti-op agenda. This long angle on Upper Browns is gone, Heaven is gone, backside is reworked so sniper play from there is no longer as beneficial, and I would even go so far as to say the new entrance to A main benefits rifles. I think this is more of a Train specific thing than a decision about the game as a whole. Train was a jungle gym for oppers in its last iteration, and while that's a lot of fun for oppers, it isn't always the best for everyone else. I mentioned this on Twitter, follow me, but the detailing on this map is very good. This remake follows in the footsteps of the original CSGO Train remake, in that it's the prettiest map in the game to date. The rain is really cool and makes some very beautiful effects, plus I think it's kind of sending a message to mappers that they can be a little more experimental with the weather and time of their map's setting. This map is also chock full of references to previous iterations. Not only does it pay respect to Pop Dog, it has many instances of images of old versions of itself on the walls or on these monitors. Now, I'm not saying that someone at Valve watches Penguin videos, but these are references specifically built for CS history nerds like me, so if you are out there, I see you.
In latest update map, Valve Train added play basketball in Counter-Strike. Just stand here, take out nade, aim at the lip of the hoop, and throw. Two-pointer like Steph Curry, LeBron James, Oche Agbaji.
Back to the detailing, there's also this train map right here, which, as Reddit pointed out, displays the names of maps already added to CS2, followed by a few older maps that haven't been ported over yet. Maybe this is an actual roadmap for the next few maps to be added, maybe it's just bait. We'll see, I wouldn't jump to any crazy conclusions yet. There are also references in the detailing of this map to V Corporation, which confirms that the larger overarching lore laid out in Counter-Strike Global Offensive's operation missions has not been abandoned. V Corp is also referenced in Nuke and in the CSGO version of Train. You can watch this video by Jesus to learn more about that, it goes very deep. The basketball hoop seems to be full of some nondescript orange liquid. It's funny how it's clearly labeled as acid and our characters are just splishing through it. All in all, this redone Train is very good, and once again, while it's a little early to be making broad gestures about it, I think overall we're moving in a positive direction. With this new remake, Train is now the most overhauled map in Counter-Strike history, having 6 separate dedicated major versions, all of which have been or will be played professionally. While yes, this new Train is different and that's jarring, and it might not feel like the Train you remember, the Train that you remember is vastly different to the Train before that, and the one before that, and so on and so on. Train has changed so much, and this change has been good. We have nostalgia with CSGO's Train, sure, but nostalgia isn't what Valve is going for. Train has changed, and Train will continue to change. But CS has always been CS, and it will always remain CS, no matter the map, no matter the players, and no matter the engine. Thank you. Once again, huge thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. War Thunder is available for download for free on PC, console, and mobile. Check out my links in the description or the pinned comment for a free massive bonus pack if you have not played in the last 6 months or you are a new player entirely. Alright, what's up? Back at it with the bonus penguin. This is the super bonus penguin, actually. I doubt anyone's gonna be here because it comes after the that last ad spot. But thank you very much if you are here. Leave a comment if you've made it this far in the video. Yeah, all that YouTube super engagement stuff. Subscribe, follow me on social media, etc. But anyways, yeah, as I always say in these, had a lot of fun making this one. Fun little Easter egg for those of you that have stuck around for this long. That last line in the main part of the video actually was also the last line of my train video that I made 2.5 years ago, which I was pretty proud that I snuck that one in, but it's your little Easter egg. Thank you very much for watching all the way again. I will hopefully see you soon, but every time I make a promise, I make bad on it, so this time I hope by not making a promise, I do actually end up coming back pretty soon. Yeah, have a good one, have a happy new year, and I will see you eventually.